Aloha, my babies. So, I have to ask a question. Is it a creative stump, or are you literally just too broke to create? I think it's the latter in my case. Anyway, this is some content from earlier in the year when I baked a hybrid of a bread and cinnamon roll. Now, you see, I'm calling it a hybrid because when I bake cinnamon roll, this is actually not how I go about doing it. In fact, I make so awesome cinnamon roll, like very good type shit, that I had to make a cooking class sometime in 2023, and everyone who has tried the recipe for that particular cinnamon roll swears by it. But on this particular day, I didn't have half of the ingredients I needed. Yeah, that's like a 13 ingredient, 20 step cinnamon roll. So I just had a little bit of condensed milk, a little bit of cocoa powder, and then some regular bread dough. So instead of using the cinnamon sugar that I usually use ish, I decided to just use some condensed milk, and then for the second part of the dough I added some cocoa powder to the condensed milk, and I did basically the same thing, and then I cut it into little bits, or should I say rolls, hence why I called it a roll between the hybrid. And I just placed that in my baking pan. I'm obsessed with this baking pan. I think I've had this baking pan for over 15 years. Yup, I said that. And each time I use it, I'm like so thankful that my mom gave that to me. Anyways, I don't think I'll be recreating this recipe again because it was good, but it wasn't that good. I don't know if you get what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes something is good, but it's not like awesome or wonderful. So it's a good bread, but it was quite a stodgy roll. I think maybe because the cinnamon dried it out. That's Baking is all about recipes and portions, and everything has a use. Like every ingredient has a reason for being there. So in regular cinnamon rolls where you slather it with butter and sugar, the butter and sugar helps to keep the bread dough quite moist, and the sugar helps to form the right crystals. But here with the condensed milk, it's more like a fat, but not fat from butter, and then it didn't have the sugar as well for a little bit of extra, so it baked more like a bread, like a marbled bread. But that being said, it wasn't that bad. Would I be making it again? Maybe. But these days, I'm just thinking, do I give baking a break, or do I just lean into my, and just do exactly what I want? Anyways, thank you all so much for constantly showing up on this journey with me. I hope to make so much more content and more fun stuff. You have some of this with some condensed milk, and I'll see you next time.